So what did we do? What did we do today? Long time no hiatus. What's up? This guy?
We watched a movie called Mayflower 2.
Mayflower numero deux.
Miles and Kate just want to live a normal, happy life. When Miles O'Rourke's brother shows him the hidden Mayflower 2, a spaceship designed to help families escape persecution, he dismisses it as paranoia.
Just in case we need to get out of here.
However, the persecution soon becomes personal.
You're on the national homegrown terrorist list.
Caught off guard, he borrows the new Mayflower to escape to a utopian colony on Mars.
Live in peace. Nobody goes without.
Where he learns he has not left his troubles behind.
Are you sure you heard it right?
Miles, they're setting you up.
400 years ago, the original Mayflower carried persecuted believers to the New World. In this futuristic, action-packed thriller, the Mayflower 2 will take persecuted believers to another world.
The last Earthlings ever. Well, they're on Mars still. I
There's
guess.
Mars. They have moon colonies. That's established during the opening Superman credits. A very well lit dark side of the moon.
Yeah.
And, you can see the sun in the background, which wouldn't really make sense, but that's okay. The CG was good in some parts and some it wasn't. It looked a little bit
Very inconsistent.
There were some inconsistencies.
And underwhelming is my two words for this movie.
There. Try that. Coordinates. It's coordinates.
Well, if we get into the details, we should say Mayflower 2 is a Christian sci-fi movie.
Yes.
If that hurts your brain.
SIFI channel.
If that hurts your brain a little bit in saying that, then
Yeah. Christian sci-fi. It had a good message. There were some allegories. They talk a lot about political correctness and how it's a corruption of the true fundamental Christian
Yeah,
ideas.
there are two. So Christianity has taken over the entire world, I imagine.
Yes. So we're on a Christian Earth, a Christian Moon, a Christian Mars, Christian space.
There's two groups. There's the pure Christians.
Yeah.
Then
the
there's
fundamentalists.
Then there's the ones who are
politically correct.
Christians.
Mm-hmm. So they have like an edited, censored version of the Bible. They insist that every human be a part of society. So the fundamentalists, they do it's sort of like the LDS fundamental people that they branched off and they were like, hey, let's go do our own thing and marry 14-year-old girls and have stables of women and stuff like that and grow our own food and not really be a part of society. They were sort of isolationists, retreatists, whatever you want to call it. And the socialist, politically correct.
Yeah.
Politically correct
There's one guy
motherfuckers.
who's so politically correct.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. And he was kicked out of a human rights group.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, then good.
Yeah. So our main-ish character, so there's these two brothers. It opens on, there's a very good flyby scene of a ship and the moon. It was kind of Star Warsy for a second, and then it was the moon, moon colonies. You can see the lights from space, and they zoom in on the Earth, and there's Florida, and it's dark, but then it's daytime in Missouri or wherever they are, and they're riding bicycles very slowly.
Yeah.
And it's the two brothers.
Just slow enough they don't fall over.
There's a town hall meeting about zoning our property. And besides, your cell is illegal.
Only by man's law.
Why can't you just come to this ancient church?
I guess because I'm more interested in having all of God's word, instead of just the politically correct version.
But yeah, so the main guy, he's a Christian. He's politically correct, but because he's scared, you could tell he's scared all the time. The whole movie, he looks like he's got hot diarrhea.
Yeah, he looks
the sweaty kind.
very upset.
Yeah, he's got that wincing, scared, cringy,
And he's got a brother who looks like the singer of Mumford & Sons.
Yeah. And he got fired, right?
Yeah, he even has a scarf.
Yes.
And
there were lots of scarves. And then he's like, let me show you something. And he whips out some stuff. And it's like, hey, what's this were you gonna be the Klan now?
Yeah, they get white robes.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll put this right robe on. He's all cool. He doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
We'll be in a red zone soon. You crazy? We're not kids anymore. We're grown-ups. But there are grown-up consequences.
They wear their white invisibility Harry Potter robe, cloak, and they go into the yellow zone. There's yellow zones and there's red zones, right?
Yeah.
So wait, I had a hard time following this because I felt like they almost kind of used it interchangeably. So they're both areas that you can't go in.
You can't go in the yellow zone.
Yeah.
And like, there's even a meeting
Like
where
a little town
like
hall.
the PC government is
Yeah.
like, listen,
PC
where-
Skypes in.
Yeah, where you live
Yeah.
it has to be a yellow zone now. Like,
Yeah.
you can own it, but you can't live there.
And you can't farm there.
You can't farm it. There's a lot of talk about farming and like
Yeah.
doing your own thing. But everything has to give to
Society.
Society.
Yeah. So like I got two things out of their. I mean, it was pretty tyrannical how they're like, get off your land kind of thing. It's like,
Yeah.
oh no, persecution, we're being persecuted. We're Christian fundamentalists being persecuted. We just wanted to live our lives and be on our own and farm and take care of ourselves and be self-sufficient and abuse our women in private. Like, get out of our face, government.
yeah.
You know, like the LDS fundamentals. Anyway, so they gave two rationales. Kane from Command and Conquer gave two rationales for commandeering their land. They were like, hey, it was to force them to be a part of society. So, you know, this is a very socialist system that they have where you can't just like break off and do your own thing. You need to be a functioning part of society. Otherwise, you're pointless.
These are the same people who, when the census comes around, are like, no.
Yeah.
But this is how we allocate like services.
Yeah, this
If
is
there's
how we figure out
if no
like,
one's living here, then
representation.
you're not going to get
Yeah.
whatever.
And it's a part of like voting districts, but they just gerrymander anyway, but we're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
It's kind of pointless. They're like, hey, there's a white guy that lives here. Let's gerrymander it. Which actually, I guess that would serve me, but I mean, I'm a squirrel or whatever. What is this? What was I saying? Oh yeah, and then the other rationale that they gave is they're like, hey, the Earth is like boom population. Too many people are being born.
Yeah.
And so the environment is being impacted, and so like we're occupying too much land. We're gonna make this into like protected land. But like I was confused because he was like, hey, you can still own the land. You can't live here. You can't farm it, but you can buy it outright. And that confused me because don't they already own it? Like I didn't really get the whole thing.
Maybe it's like, you give us your money.
So Kane from Command and Conquer is bad. The Christian fundamentals are being persecuted because they made the movie, and so of course they're being persecuted, right? And then what? There's a spaceship for some reason.
Well, okay.
Oh wait, they show the person getting his house commandeered, and they're getting arrested.
Yeah, there's a spaceship.
Yeah.
Because this guy Solomon works with the...
Is that an allegory?
I don't know.
Okay.
Wait, so this guy Solomon made a spaceship that looks beautiful on the outside and looks like garbage on the inside.
But
And-
not garbage in like a good way. Not garbage in a original Star Wars, like fucking Millennium Falcon kind of junk. It was very clearly plywood and gaffy tape.
But he made a ship, and he's like, oh, we're going to get all the true believers off Earth. We're going to find a new place.
Yeah.
And everybody says, cool, let's go and do that.
Yeah. Where are they gonna go?
We're going to Mars.
But how do they know that's where they want to go?
Get your ass to Mars.
Yeah. Did they actually have a discussion about that?
No, they're just going to Mars.
They just go. So I think maybe we skipped a little.
Yeah, we did. So, okay,
bit
so,
ahead.
all right, so our main character guy,
They're riding bikes.
they're riding bikes
And
with
he's-
his brother, and his brother's like, dude, you gotta just read the real Bible, man. I was like, no.
They're
check-
illegal.
Yeah, it's legal. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, come to this meeting.
Yeah.
And it's a meeting of true
book club.
believers. It's a book club, true
Yeah.
believers, and they go into the house after do they have invisible cloaks on? Yeah, they take and he shows what?
Well, when did the people start getting arrested for not doing anything? There was a part where they were in like that garage, remember, with the nice cars?
Yeah.
And there was people being arrested outside. And she was like, well, we didn't do anything. He was like, no, neither did he.
There's a lot of roaming around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they were being arrested because they were being evicted from their homes because they turned into a yellow zone. And then they were like, oh, no, we need to escape from the bad government people, the PC Christian government. And then they went to the book club. Sorry.
For a simple story, this is like confusing.
It's like a tale of two cities. There's a lot of bouncing around.
Yeah. And it's like, well, here's a real Bible. And nervous guy's like, no, you can't. I'm out of here, man.
We're only interested in non-compliant Christian radicals. If you're not one, and you wish to live, leave now. I mean now!
I'm sorry. Come on, Kate. Take our bikes.
Yeah.
And he runs out, pulls his wife along. By the way, the wife probably smarter and better than he is.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Because,
she's
like,
very athletic.
Yeah. And he just bosses her around.
Yeah.
She says enough to not be just a prop in the movie, but she like says,
But
"Oh,
he
you're
uses
in charge."
her like kind of like a prop.
Yeah, you're in charge,
Yeah.
husband guy.
Mm-hmm.
Did he see us?
I don't know.
I told you, we should.
We must have seen us, sir. Would still be there. Okay, we have to run. Keep your eyes open for a cave or something to hide behind.
And they escape, and then the police come in.
Yeah.
Or
During
whoever.
their book club meeting, and they were like, "Do you have a real Bible? You're illegal." And she's like, "Well, I have like an antique Bible from my grandparents." And it's like, "Yeah, well, that's illegal. You're a terrorist now."
Yeah.
As deemed by the PC
And say, "Do we
Kane
look?"
government.
And they said, "Do we
"Do we
look like
terrorists?"
Yeah.
And he points to himself because he's all white, and they're all white. And it's like, none of us look like terrorists.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Domestic terrorism is still terrorism.
Yes, it certainly is, and they are all shades of white.
Yeah.
That one shade of white.
But there's the ship, and then so the wife and worrier guy go off to the ship. Yeah.
And then the cops were like, "Hey, like, why would you be willing to die for your beliefs?" And
Oh,
like, 'Cause
boy.
we're true believers. And it was like, "Guess what? So are we."
So they have to hide out in this basement, which
Yeah.
is like, there was the basement, Jesus, blah blah blah. They called them the catacombs.
It's just a warehouse.
But it's like, yeah, they used to bury people there. It's like that's what a catacomb is.
Yeah, that's what
That's the purpose of it. Like
I
I don't
see. You know, that's so funny. Like, I didn't go, but my stupid family went to France. I hate my family, so I didn't go. But they were like talking about how they went to like the catacombs.
Oh yeah, that's the cool
And I was
place.
like, yeah, it's a tourist spot. See, I always thought that it was just like a thing for tourists to go to.
I mean, it
But
is, but
apparently-
like it's some guy like this. There are too many bodies.
There's bodies down there.
Oh, there's like just
They used
hallways.
to bury people on purpose.
Hallways of
Just skulls.
Skulls.
Like lining
Looks
the walls.
awesome.
Just skull, skull, skull.
bunch of goth kids walking around in there.
Hey, what's up?
That's so cool in the catacombs. I want to go there.
I want to light a candle and melt it on top of it. I want one of those candles that like turns into blood.
Take a
The
picture.
black
of me.
candle. The
I'm
inside
gonna
is
selfie
red.
next to the. I'm gonna take a picture next to the skulls. No one takes ask that anymore.
Yeah, they could do like the. Can I smoke a cigarette down here in the catacombs?
Probably not. So what were we? So they're
hiding in the warehouse, but they steal the ship.
Yeah.
They're like, what do we do? We should have at least taken the kids.
Yeah, they steal. They go.
Yeah, but then there's a drone, right?
Well, no. Maybe there's a drone.
There's a drone scene because they had to run away from the drone. And then Kane was like, follow them with the drone.
Oh, yeah.
And then the main coward dude that we've already established as a coward, he's like, hey, wife, lead the drone away and trust me.
No, he doesn't even say that. He's like, just trust me. Just run around for 10 minutes and come back here.
Yeah.
And then
She's
she
like,
does
okay.
it. She's like, okay, I will.
They kept going back to the houses. Remember where they were, the book club and the people getting arrested for living in their houses? Maybe one of those houses had a gun in it, a Nerf gun, and he went and he got it. And she led the drone back and he shot it.
Yeah, it basically distracts the drone.
Yeah, be a distraction, wife.
They get in this ship, and he figures out how to fly it somehow with like desk chairs. He almost messes up. He almost like dumps all the fuel out.
Why?
And I said like, just purging secondary fuel or something. And then he's like, no, stop. He's like, oh, I have to figure this out. At no point he's like, what do you think, wife? How do you fly a ship?
She's just a housewife, man. She just runs around and distracts things.
Yeah.
and reads.
But she's the least worst actor in this movie. I think that she's like, of all the bad ones, she's the worst bad. Least bad.
Okay. She's worst at being bad.
No, she's the...
Yeah. Right?
Yes. She's the worst at being bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, and they go, it's like, set a course for Mars.
Get your ass to Mars.
And the hologram of Solomon comes and like,
yeah.
Hey everyone. Basically like,
seeing this.
so you've left the world.
Yeah.
I hope everyone on board is good. You have to find a new place to live.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And then he's like, 2 weeks, we're going to be up here. What am I going to do? And he starts getting all like grumpy, grouchy, and like acting like he's going to have like a little hissy fit. He's like, I'm bored.
It was our only plan.
With the Mayflower gone, we'll just have to come up with another plan.
How could he just take it like that?
Yeah.
He's complaining about being bored when he thinks that his brother and all of the people that he's with were murdered by the police.
Yeah, he's the worst.
That just happened the same day. And now he's in space. Can you even imagine that?
He went from riding a bike around.
Yeah.
Because why don't you have a car?
Yeah.
To
being
in
on
space.
A spaceship.
And you'd have nothing to do but hang out in space.
Yeah, with your wife. How about do that?
Sounds awesome.
Do your wife in space. Whose fantasy is that not to do it in space?
Do it in space.
Could have done that. What do you think all sci-fi movies were made for?
Space.
For space sex.
Star Trek, Captain Kirk, SpaceX.
Yeah. Well, that's what, yes, Captain Kirk. And then with
Riker.
TNG, Riker, exactly.
Yeah, right. So 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later.
They arrive at Mars.
The Mars space elevator.
Yeah. You have a spaceship. Why can't you just go down and then park it?
Well, I think that there's like customs, like the borders kind of thing, where it's like if you're legal, you have to dock at the thing and get permission to like, it's like a space queue kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like if you just land there, it's like, oh my God, what the fuck is this? That could be like military threat or like something. Because I mean, they're not like a registered flight. They just showed up.
I think you're giving movie a lot of credit that doesn't have, but I can see, I can see what you're saying.
They like sci-fi shit. That's why they had space elevators.
Yeah, so it's basically this huge tower that goes into space, and you connect your spaceship to it, and it brings it down on its own.
Yeah.
All right.
And they land at the Mars colony. They land at Mars base from Doom 3, and
there's everyone's way too happy to see everybody.
Space reception. There's carpeting.
There's a lady with like big circles on her shoulders.
Yeah, she was like Commander so-and-so with like high heel boots, and she kept like touching the windows and saying, "These windows are really important. Haven't you ever seen Total Recall? They protect us.
These windows keep the atmosphere out.
The atmosphere is only 1% of
and
Earth.
you'd die if you went outside."
Before he could suffocate, a man's lungs would explode just from the pressure. We highly value these walls.
Oxygen is like 1,000th of what's on
I
Earth.
wish that came back where they destroyed the window.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do that.
They brought it up in the hydroponics scene when they were being chased by the people with the Nerf disc guns.
Yeah, but...
And they were like, don't shoot the walls. The walls are important.
Yeah, but if they did that and then they had to escape while the place was like...
Depressurizing,
that would have been like action and conflict.
There was action, but you know, you didn't want anybody to die except for the millions of people that died at the very end of the movie that you don't really see happen. And they talk to Smithers.
Yeah, this guy
sounds
Smithers,
weird.
He does sound. It's like the ADR in this is like. It just sounds like it's come out of an old computer speaker.
Yeah.
Ah, I see you've been processed already.
Everyone is extremely hospitable.
Smithers, I can show O'Rourke the hub. I'm going that way.
You don't mind?
Not at all.
Like he could be walking like far off into the background and it still sounds exactly the same.
Yes, welcome to Mars.
And it's
How
like,
are you? That is good.
It's like, was it even the original actor that was doing the ADR? Like it could have been like, wow, this guy just sounds like shit. We need to get somebody else because he has just like a funny accent. But a lot of people had funny accents. I thought Kane sounded weird. I thought he was like Vampire Kiss for a
Canadian
minute.
stuff.
It's Canadian? Okay.
It's got to be something Canadian.
Goddamn.
But they say, oh, hey, wife, you're a journalist. You can write stories. Husband, you know about computers or something. So you're going to separate and do some jobs.
Yeah.
And, and they're fine with this, even though they tried to escape that.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone
as soon as they got there, they were like, hey, we're all like a functioning society. We all contribute. And it's like, wait a minute, wasn't that what you were like against on Earth? Like your brother was like against it. Like all the fucking Christian fundamentalists were just trying to hide in the woods and they didn't want to be a part of society, and Cain was trying to force it. And then they get to Mars and they're like, oh, that sounds nice. I'm going to be a part of this society. And it's like, what the fuck?
And it's in some hotel or something.
Where are your values?
Some hotel. I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Some Canadian hotel.
In Mars?
Mars hotel.
Yeah.
So the guy goes to his new job, fixing computers.
Yeah.
And he goes to like this security place.
Yeah,
and
Nick
like,
Swartzen brings him in.
Yeah, Nick Swartzen's like, hey man, something's broken.
Yeah, his cameras don't work. They keep turning off. I don't know whether it's a software or a hardware.
Then they look at the screen and they see the guy.
From the hologram.
Yeah. He's here. And it's like, he's
Solomon.
in prison. You have a prison? No, this is a prison.
Mars is a prison.
Oh my God.
What a twist.
Like, we can all just exist, just fine until we try to escape, and then they send them down there, which is like these like
the Mars
cement
mines.
rooms.
Oh yeah.
Or cement closets with like a laser grid.
Yeah.
And like, are they just down there all day?
Yeah. They can't poop.
There's no poop in the corner?
Yeah,
how do you feed them?
Yeah.
Do you let them out for food?
Yeah.
What do you do?
So this was confusing. So they had the people in the concrete cells and the Art Deco concrete cells with the fake button doors. And anyway, they were like, hey, like those people, we send them down to the mines.
Yeah.
And the mines are super pressurized, sort of like the submarine ocean bottom floor movie. And it's like super pressurized because it's like if you try to escape from the mines, you would depressurize instantly and explode.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So wife and husband are like, okay, something's going on. And again, like, trust me, stay here, do this, do that.
Yeah.
And he goes down there, right, to try to save Solomon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with this fucking Nick Swartzen.
And Nick Swartzen's like...
So wait, when did Nick Swartzen... Okay, so Nick Swartzen, was he always a Christian? A true fundamental? Because he's like, oh, it's a prison. And he's like, I just work here, but I'm also like a prisoner because like if I quit, I'd be imprisoned. I mean, the Mars government is a part of the Earth government, though. Because they sent Solomon there. They were like, Solomon's arrested, send him to Mars.
And then the guy in space like FaceTimes or whatever, or Skypes or Zooms with fucking brother on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, sorry.
Hey, you're getting a phone call. I'll take it in my apartment.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry we left you. Like, by the way, you're live. No one's excited about that for some reason.
It's because he was ashamed of what a bastard he is.
It's like,
he cares more about his image than he does his brother's life.
Yeah, it's like, you didn't sin against me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, shit.
Oh, okay, Mr. High Road. I'll just take the high road.
Well, sorry. It's like, just pray. You got your Bible? It's like, yep, we got the old Bible from the meeting still.
Yeah. How did they not get that taken away when they arrived at Mars?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
That's when they go to try to save Solomon, and Solomon's like, hey, I don't even know you. But he doesn't know, he doesn't remember him. And then they all get captured.
Yeah.
And then Solomon has to be like, youth preacher guy. It's like, what's your goal in life? Mm-hmm. How can I turn you on to the J-Man?
Yeah.
He's already on the J-Man.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's trying to be a salesman now.
Yeah.
They get out somehow.
Son. Well, because didn't Nick Swartzen come back?
He did.
But
why
didn't he get arrested? He was the one that was releasing them.
Meanwhile on Earth.
Oh wait, there's Earth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile on Earth, the brother of husband, worried-looking man.
Yeah. They're in the catacombs.
The quote-unquote catacombs.
It's just a warehouse.
Air quotes, yeah, it's just...
They say it's an abandoned warehouse at one point.
Maybe it's an abandoned warehouse. That's fine. But they're on the run. They're hiding out. And they all look like 1920s street urchins.
Yeah.
urchins.
No, like 18 something.
Yeah,
like Victorian era, like
they got the
fucking
hat
Mary
and
Poppins.
the scarf.
Yeah.
And it's like they have random dust like marks on their face. And
Yeah,
dirt.
they had coal dust from sweeping the chimneys.
Yeah.
And they had the little newsboy caps. It was like, hello, Mary Poppins.
Oh, what's all this then?
Why is my lunch dancing on the ceiling?
Who went to Mars? Oh, cool.
If you could make the lunch dance, maybe you can help me make my legs work again, Mary Poppins.
Well, one of the guys who was down there, he has a son who's the worst person on the planet.
He's
not,
retarded.
Not because of what he does. I don't care what he does. He's just the whiniest person.
Why are we staying here? Why can't we just be like everyone else?
Jesus told us to expect persecution. Servant is no greater than his master.
Nobody else is freezing.
Why can't we just have normal religion and not live in this basement? Well, like, but and they just want to slap him in the face.
I wanted to slap him, but also, I mean, like, can you imagine that father of his and this like crying mom?
Yeah.
Just all the time.
They didn't even talk to the mom.
Sniveling and crying in the
The only thing the
background.
mom did was cry when like
she was cried.
Because
And
the
she
kid,
was all
the
dirty.
kid tries to turn him in. We gotta go back to Mars now because that we gotta. So we're in Mars and they escape.
Right.
From the cement jail.
Yeah.
And then they have to get out like Star Wars style.
Yeah, and then they went to the hangar, which was just a garage.
It was a garage with a truck in it.
There was like a truck in it. There was like random like lawn maintenance equipment on Mars. Like, I don't know what all this shit was. It was like, dude, you got to clean out your garage before you fucking film your
I think it
Mars
was like
scene.
a functioning garage.
Functioning, but I mean, that stuff didn't look like space stuff. There was like cardboard boxes. Like, at least get like one of those plastic bins, you know?
Yeah, well,
like use those.
And they get Solomon and all the people on their side.
Yeah.
To like escape and they get out. But Solomon has to close the doors.
Yeah, Solomon has to go to the control room.
So he has to sacrifice himself.
Yeah,
basically.
it was Solomon and Nick Swartzen go up there.
Yeah.
And they stick the people in the closet. They had 2 sticking people in the closet scenes.
And apparently, if you put someone in the closet, it serves as an airlock.
Yes.
Because you're fine.
Yeah. Because that happens. Yeah. So there's like a bunch of like little Mexican standoffs.
Yeah.
And
lots of those.
There weren't any Mexicans though.
No.
There were. It was very. Jesus was just like platinum blonde, just like cum gutters and man. Oh.
I know.
Anyway, yeah, you gotta keep them coming to Jesus. God, we're going on a tangent again. I'll pray extra after this. Movie.
So they get off of Mars, minus Solomon.
Minus Solomon, because he opened the pod bay doors, Hal, and they were like, "We gotta go back for him," and it's like, no. There were at least 2 you gotta go back for him scenes in this movie also.
And then they leave kind of Star Wars style because the ship goes out right as the doors close.
The doors closing, and then there's a chase scene. This is exciting.
Oh yeah.
There's a chase scene. These like these pod things shoot up out of the ground. They're like, there's an escaping ship. We have these intercepting little pods that chase him. And the computer is telling Kane and the people in the control room what to do. I don't know why Kane was so hands-on, because he's like the leader, right? Anyway, he's like super hands-on. He's like Nixon with like the Vietnam thing. I took too many school classes.
School classes.
Yeah, learn stuff.
What's a school class?
School. You go to school and you
I know,
take
but
classes.
like it's just redundant.
And, well, Nixon was. They say Nixon was one of the reasons that we lost the Vietnam War, because he was like, you can't drop a single bomb without my say-so. Can you imagine, like,
checking
trying to fight a war where it's like you literally have to get permission from the president, like every time that you do anything? Yeah, it's not gonna work. Your president doesn't know shit about fuck. He's the president.
You have to explain to him like every time. Like, we need it like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
They're gone now. Never mind.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but they have the chase, which is.
It's not, the CG was not completed. They didn't fully render it.
And it's through like a canyon, so it's not as good as Capricorn 1.
No,
which was amazing. But they go through it, and they're going through the canyon, and then like they said, let's land and be invisible, because they can do that.
Yeah,
now.
they were like, we need to be invisible. And he's like, no, if they see us go invisible, we'll give away like our advantage. Like they don't know that we can turn invisible. Like that was like their main thing. It was like, I have to lose them and then turn invisible.
You
so
can do that, whatever.
Yeah, he loses them and turns invisible. And then they're like, let's go to Earth. Get your ass to Earth.
So they all go to Earth. So they radio the Earth people who are hiding in the quote-unquote catacombs. Like, we're here. Cool. All right. Well, we need to get everybody to the ship, but we have like 5 cloaks.
Yeah.
We'll do it in shifts. So they do it in shifts.
Yeah.
And they send one group, and in one group they send. There's a guy riding his bike past it. Like there's an open, since it's invisible, that they open a door. It's like a floating doorway.
Yeah.
With invisible people, and he's like, whatever, riding his bike around.
Yeah, he just rides by. I swear he looked.
Yeah.
And he's like,
why did they do that?
I don't know.
And so they keep sending people, and then Keynes was like, hey, I don't know where you are, but you need to stop doing what you're doing. I don't know, some vague threat. It's not very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, the chase had already happened, and we had like a whole other act to go, and I started just like kind of like dozing off.
And the whiny kid is like, Dad, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And they're all in invisible cloaks.
Remember the people got set on fire, and they were like, God will protect us from the fire, but even if he doesn't, it's fine. He said that.
Yeah.
What?
So they're doing their shifts, and then the bad guys come in. Like the leader shows up himself.
Oh my God.
And
I'll be there within
the kid leaves invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
Where everyone's hiding underneath. And it's like, come over here, look, they're invisible.
Yeah.
And instead of walking over and like pulling it off them,
Yeah.
he just stands there like an idiot. Well, no, they're there. You have to walk over there. Like, no, we don't believe you, and we're leaving.
Take 'em outside.
We're not even going to check out what you're saying.
Yeah.
We're not even going to investigate it.
No.
You're just a kid walking around.
Yeah.
And then the mom cries, and then the dad cries. It's like, what if they? No, we got to go. He's done. And he's like, they don't like. He's done. He's over. He doesn't come back. There's no forgiving of him. It's just
that kid is gone. I mean, it was like, get your wife out of here. She's crying. And it's like, okay. And then they were like, let's just do this like balls to the wall since they're already here. We can't be sneaky anymore.
Yeah,
so they had, like, they were too close.
They wanted
short.
to be sneaky.
Yeah.
And they ran out of cloaks.
Yeah, they were going to do it in 2 more trips. And then it was like, oh shit, they're already here. We can only do 1 trip.
So
we have
the
to
two
run.
brothers, say, cool, we're just going to go without them.
Yeah.
And that's when more of a fight happens. And it's like there's drones,
So
and they're
through
being
the woods,
chased.
and they're getting shot at, and like, the trees are getting like little scraps, and they're missing a whole lot. And then the ship flies back, and it goes through like this really crappy CG cloud, and it goes poof, and they crash into the drone thing.
And it explodes in like 1,000 pieces larger than itself.
They're like, what was that?
I don't know.
And that would be kind of funny if they did it better.
And then so they like fight off the bad guys, but then the ship appears and it's not invisible anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, they had like a Mexican standoff too.
Oh, this movie's full of them.
Because the guy like he practically ran into Kane, the main guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I got you. And then one of Kane's people, who turned out to be a fundamentalist, double switcheroo, pulls a gun on him. And then the brother, he's got guns pulled on him. And then somebody hacked into the drone and it shot at everybody. And then the brothers got away.
Well, it's confusing because that's the hair flip guy.
Yeah.
The hair guy.
The hair flip guy, that's right.
He already worked with them.
The double switch.
He was already working with them, and now he was working with the bald guy. Yeah. So it's like, who are like?
So he was like a double agent.
He was. But who's in? Anyway, he ended up helping out our friends.
Yeah.
And a rope drops down. They're like 5 stories up in the air, and a rope.
And there's like 3 people dangling from it.
This is the future. And have spaceships that are visible, but
a
rope falls down.
Rope.
They all grab onto the rope.
Yeah, could have been hemp. If it was hemp, they wouldn't get.
And they pull them up, and they leave. And Bald Guy's like, "Oh, damn it, they got
he
away."
Kicked his remote. He kicked his Wiimote, and they got away. And then they flew into space.
And they flew into space, and
there was some talking.
Yeah, and just lots of
There was like
hair guy, like heroically reads the Bible.
Yeah, he's got like his like black shirt on, like real tight. You know, he's like flipping his hair and reading the Bible. And they do like those what's it called? iMovie, like quick fade to black, fade in and out between cuts. And they have like a montage of like everybody on the spaceship.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're just gonna live on the spaceship. And I'm like,
until we find a new place.
But that's not how. Because they have already established that the ship has fuel. It doesn't have like the Star Trek thing where they have the diffusion reactor. What is it? Matter, antimatter?
Well, I was thinking about spaceships once though. I was thinking, all right.
They don't have like food replicators.
If something in space moves, there's no gravity to stop it, right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't any spaceship need just to like have a burst of speed and then shut off and it'll just keep moving?
And it just keeps going at the same velocity. So long as they don't like interact with anything else that has gravity that would affect it. Yeah, it would be just like infinite at that. Yeah. But I mean, where are they going to go with their little spaceship?
They don't know.
They haven't established that there's like interstellar travel or anything like that. The furthest anybody went was Mars.
And then there's
and it only took 2 weeks. That's fast.
And there's a quote at the end, like, Jesus is pretty great.
Yeah,
Believe in him, he's red. Only through nonviolence can we achieve world peace.
By not violent, by being peaceful, we can achieve.
No, it's something about a nation is something if it's God its Lord is
one
God.
Nation under God, hallelujah, 'tis of thee.
Yes.
Abracadabra, flippity floppity.
Play ball.
Yeah.
And then just go away. Overall, this movie I found it just underwhelming. Like the acting, the lighting, the sets, like it almost erased my memory as I watched it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Because it's distracting.
But just nothing happens, but enough to keep your attention.
Yeah.
It's like a screensaver.
I had to watch the movie 3 times to get this much information out of it, because it couldn't hold me. There was a lot of repeating. So they kept having like, whenever they would have like a Star Trek reference, it would pull me back for like a split second. I'd be like, oh, I got that reference.
And there's some sort of fundamental Christian fear that I don't have. That they were trying to like.
Well, you know why they. I mean, I touched on it earlier with like the fundamental LDS. Like that was like, I felt like this is what they were. I felt like they were like the fundamental, like originalist LDS people, where they feel like they're being persecuted against because they're not allowed to marry 14-year-olds.
Yeah, the persecution thing is weird. It's like you're. Like the guy who was fired from the humanitarian group. It's like, well, maybe he wanted to help people who are persecuted, but then you can't do this one thing and now the world's over.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we forgot about the government, the PC government.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna frame the fundamentalists.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, they're gonna set off bombs in like multiple cities and blame it on you, like a false flag operation. And when they fly into space, you see the explosions go off.
Yes.
And so for like the whole movie, it's like, oh, nobody's getting killed. Like the worst that happened was like some people got tased and they went to sleep, right? No, they nuked like millions and millions of people at the end of the movie and blamed it on the fundamentalists, which is why they had to hide in space forever.
So really the PC group won.
The PC group definitely won.
Because the other group was just like, they just got away.
Yeah.
And now like they're not even here to like say they didn't do it.
You could just say that they're dead, you know?
We got rid of them.
We got them. We got them.
We got the people who blew up the world.
They set up the bombs, but we got them, you know? We're your hero friends. Like, I don't understand why they were, like, Kane was so hands-on. Like, why did he give so much of a shit? It's like, just, get rid of them.
It's like 8 people.
Yeah.
8 people who aren't on board with your thing.
Yeah.
Put them in jail and just end it. Like, why do you have to like just put them in?
They didn't save anybody else. It was just like, hey, we're on this ship. There's like, a handful of people. I think they said that there was like 20-something people. There was not even 30 people.
Well, it's probably What's
Is
the
there
thing?
a biblical thing?
Yeah, what's the thing where everyone's gonna die, and only the
rapture?
It's like probably like a rapture thing.
Earth got raptured because of all the bombs.
And the only people who made it out were the people who were the true believers. Of course, they didn't save anybody else on the planet.
Yeah.
There's no one else to save.
Yeah, this was a fight to get through. This is one of those movies that it literally took 3 attempts for me to actually watch the whole thing, and it was only an hour.
And even the message, whatever religious message, wasn't very strong either. Like they did stuff, but they happened to be aligned with different groups. It wasn't like
it was just a persecution complex thing. It was one of those things where they had to invent like a fake enemy.
Well, that's what they always have to do.
Yeah. It's like a hypothetical. It's always that hypothetical argument.
They want to take prayer everywhere. It's like,
if
you want that, then you have to allow other religions to pray where you pray.
Yeah.
No,
Satan,
I don't want to do that. Yeah.
I mean, I love you, Jesus. Sorry.
We can have prayer in schools. Like, all right, get ready for once a week in your religion. You're going to do a different kind of prayer.
Yeah. How about that?
This is your law. If I had to give it a rating, oh boy, I would give it a half a Nerf gun. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. What's your rating for it?
Well, you got the Nerf thing. It's Nerf or nothing.
Really
I liked the disc guns, but I don't want to have to get a different kind of dart. I already have like 100 regular darts. The little ball guns were cool, but those are also like just expensive. What would I give it? I'd give it a like those like the foldy bikes with the little wheels. Yeah, they fold in half and you can like carry them onto the bus. Put them like in your trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd give it a half of a folding bike.
Half a folding bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of a whole folding bike.
Yeah.
And a electric scooter.
Yeah, like.
So we're doing a 1 out of 3 scale for me.
Yeah,
What's your scale?
My scale had like out of 5.
Out of 5.
No, out of 20. Out of 20 Nerf guns, it gets half a Nerf gun.
No, come on. It was boring and tedious, but it wasn't
out of 5.
It wasn't Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde bad.
Yeah, it was a nothing. It wasn't even. I'm not even upset about it. It just.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I feel that.
Cool. If Beige was a movie. With like a cross on it.
A beige cross.
Yeah, it's a beige cross.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet.
Yeah. All right. I want to. I have I have to go to this park, and there's not a ship there or anything, but I'm gonna go there, and I might be at Mars.
Is there like a big clearing and like you can't come here?
Yeah, I gotta take my bike. It's in the yellow zone.
Yellow. Ride your bike there.
The red zone is not a laser tag place.
Are you wearing a Klan hood?
Well, I mean,
hoodie?
usually that's my weekend gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't tell people that.
Like, you're not supposed to say that with your face exposed. Yeah.
Oh no.
Hide it. Blur it out while you're saying it. That's creepy. I don't like that, man.
I'm going to Mars, and hopefully it's not a prison.
Get your ass to Mars.